All right, what's up, guys? It's Twin Beams. I was sick, so I was out for a second, but I have to be that guy, bro. There is a serious problem with the NBA and the NBA discourse, and I have to set the record straight. So, for one, I don't want to be biased in this video, so just completely eliminate the fact that I am an Oklahoma City Thunder fan. Um, there's boxes in the back because I'm packing because I'm gonna move, but that's besides the point. There is a serious issue with the NBA discourse as of now, and that is the problem with grifters and media sources, even the top of the top. I'm talking overtime. I'm talking about NBC. I'm talking about Mike Korzemba. I'm, there is a serious issue at play. But at first, I just want to talk about game six and how that all went down. So, obviously, game six, we had a couple of pretty weird moments when it comes to six of the NBA Western Conference Finals. And if you didn't watch, one of the weirder moments was Carter Bryant literally going and tackling Shea. And then another one of the moments was Wemby pulling Lou Dort's hair. And I'm fully aware that believe I believe it was Hartenstein that pulled Stephon Castle's hair, if I'm mistaken. So there's been a lot of, this is playoff basketball. Like, I just want to say that. This is playoff basketball. We're going to have a lot of fouls, a lot of people, a little more aggressive because I'm just win or go home, right? This is a competitive series. And I'm personally a fan of that. I'm a fan of competitive basketball, even if it gets a little rougher. Pause. Stop fighting. Anyways, even if it gets a little bit on the rougher side, I'm okay with that. But it has to go both ways, and the refs have to be fair on both ways, right? If they're going to call something, then they have to call thing. And I believe personally that that Carter Bryant foul was a flagrant. But that's besides the point. That isn't even the point that I'm trying to make. The point that I'm trying to make here on this video is that media sources are literally grifting on the Thunder being an overall dirty or I guess foul baiting organization. Um, saying that, obviously, or Shea doesn't deserve his MVPs. Seen certain narratives of Shea not deserving. Guys, I'm trying to make a video here. Do we have to meow so loud? These guys are literally boxing behind me. But I've seen discourse of Shea not deserving his MVPs. I've seen a lot of free throw merchant takes. I've seen a lot of casual takes here, and I want to read some of them. Go ahead and follow through. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, and I just want to really get the bottom of it. I want to get to the bottom of it. So on my own personal TikTok, I've had people comment, SGA is the worst MVP in history. Then he sent of AI pictures of Shea flopping, stuff like that. I had another person comment, Jokic averaged a higher type shit. I don't know what he's trying to say. And field goal percentage while also averaging a triple double. It's not denying greatness to see, but he probably shouldn't have gotten MVP this year. And then I got a third comment of a dude with Wemby holding Shea as a baby. Honestly, the other two weren't really that much. They were kind of nuttin' burgers, but we're gonna go into the Jokic take. Um, Jokic averaged a triple double, but he's also the worst defender in the NBA, hands down. A liability on defense. Okay, I'm gonna say he's the worst defender, but he is a liability on defense, and that's part of the reason why Jokic kind of voter fatigue when it comes to the MVP. Because when you're the most valuable player in the league, and I'm aware that his offensive, like, it kind of his whole defensive and that's where he meets in the middle. And he's a superstar. Don't get me wrong. He's one of the best players, if not one of the top three. That's why he was a finalist for the MVP award. But sometimes you do give the edge to a better defender who is also putting similar to the same outputs on offense. That's why I believe personally that Shea got it over at this year. He's a great defender, and then he's also outputting a lot of offense on a very efficient rate, right? And he is also, I think, highest in the league in plus or minus. When he's on the floor, OKC is winning. But to get deeper into the problem of these narratives is there is literally an issue of people watching basketball through TikTok, not watching any of the games, and then coming on to these media platforms, specifically YouTube, to kind of their narrative. And honestly, I don't really care too much about the comments. I don't care too much about casual NBA fans that have a narrative or an opinion. They don't do too much harm. But when we have YouTubers, world-renowned, sources that are trusted media sources kind of pushing with this same narrative, it literally just ruins basketball. It ruins the whole NBA space, right? And the first guy that I want to talk about is Mike Korzemba, who has made 2 videos, I believe, on this. And I'm gonna pull them up. So I really like this guy. I really do. Um, like I've been a fan of Mike Korzemba for a really long time, right? And he, in the last, I believe, what is it? In the last 3 weeks, he's made 3 videos, basically the same video. I didn't watch any of them fully, but I addressed them. I watched the latest one fully with titles such as Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is making the NBA unwatchable. The Thunder are making the NBA unwatchable. I never thought that an NBA team would get away with this, and it's SGA with Tony Brothers whispering in his ear. And mind you, I'm not a Tony Brothers fan whatsoever. He is a terrible officiator and he should not be in the NBA whatsoever. I believe he should be fired because he's one of the worst refs. And that goes both ways. Anytime he officiates a team, he is ego driven, and I don't believe that he's, in the best interest of the NBA. That is not what I want to say by this video. But the fact that this guy's made 3 videos on the same exact topic and it just be so flat out wrong and just disingenuous and also just, I believe, straight up engagement bait, rage baiting, say the least, is just absolutely disheartening because I like this guy. I like this YouTuber a lot. Watched Mike since I was younger. Knows the infamous Steph Curry, but with a 40-inch vert. Everybody remembers the Steph Curry 40-inch vert YouTube video. But when seeing this, I'm like, wow, we've really made it to the point where a trusted source such as Mike Korzemba is having this horrible take. Um, and obviously, if you actually watch these games, SGA is not making the NBA unwatchable. This is actually peak viewership when it comes to the Western Conference Finals in a very long time. A lot of people are tuning into these Western Conference Finals. And if anything, SGA is a very entertaining player to watch because he isn't a 3-point shooter or anything like that. He's a person that's going to go and get into his bag, get into the mid range, make some tough layups, and good defense. It's an entertaining guy to watch. But I believe that he is making this video solely just to engagement bait and to push this narrative that SGA is a foul merchant, a free throw merchant, whatever, whatnot. He's made it 3 times. To make views. And I think that that's because it's easy to make views when everybody agrees with you because nobody actually takes the time to watch games. Nobody actually takes the time to have an original take. And so it makes sense to me. I understand why he did it as a YouTuber, and it is much harder to go against whatever the narrative is, like I am right now, than it is to just go along with it. I, an OKC fan, personally have had times where I'm like, okay, probably shouldn't have like that, or I had gripes with SGA because I'm not an SGA Glazer. I'm an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, and I can criticize the I have on my team, but the narrative that he is a free throw merchant, a foul baiter, and does not deserve his MVPs. Are you serious? And these are takes that I'm having on his YouTube videos. Of course, I'm going by what I've watched and the titles here, right? They're just plain out wrong. And you'd be stupid to believe these things, right? I'm show you an amount of evidence, but SGA is one of the best players in the league, right? Hands down. You don't give an MVP award to somebody who is not good at basketball, obviously. You don't give an MVP award to someone who is unwatchable, right? And so that leads me to, I guess, my next take or my next topic is, I guess, the other media sources that are pushing these narratives. And honestly, I don't want to waste too much time. I mean, you go onto TikTok. I might some stuff up. I might not. I don't know. It depends on how lazy I'm feeling. Um, but all these other media sources are basically having the same take. Shea's a foul baiter. Shea is this. Shea is that. And the Oklahoma City Thunder are dirty. This, and that. Hartenstein is being dirty with the Golden Boy Wembanyama. And nobody will show you the fact that the Spurs basically are almost the exact same team as Oklahoma City Thunder. They do the exact same dirty things. They foul bait. Um, I mean, dirty plays. They utilize the rules, stretch them. And at the end of the day, this is a league-wide issue. I don't believe that the foul baiting is that much of an issue. I believe that using, you know what I'm saying, the throws and all that is kind of gone out of, but that is literally league wide. And the Oklahoma City Thunder are not leading the league in that, right? In that, I mean, Luka Doncic is league in free throws as of now. Giannis is a close second. I understand why Giannis is there, but there's no reason why a guy like Luka Doncic should be leading the league in free throws. He is not fast. He drives to the finesse, but he drives with finesse and he foul baits a lot, right? But nobody says Luka Doncic is unwatchable, right? Because the narrative is that Shea is unwatchable because they're going against the golden, San Antonio Spurs. I don't want this video to sound like a hateful OKC watcher or whatever, and a hateful OKC fan. I gonna say I'm Spurs, but I love watching the Spurs, right? Like even if they're kicking our ass, they're entertaining team to watch. I mean, Wembanyama is talent. He might or might not, if he stays healthy, go down. It's one of the greatest players of all time. I mean, who gets that? Has that flexibility? Has that 3-point shot? Wembanyama is an incredible talent. Don't get me wrong, but there are times where he flops, just like any other player, right? Because they're selling the call, and that's what they are taught, right? But the narrative is that Shea is unwatchable and Shea is ruining the NBA, or the OKC are ruining the OKC are floppers, right? And they're dirty and this, and that. It's just plain out wrong. I mean, just watch the games. Every NBA team does the exact same things. They all sell calls. They all try to get away with as much as they can. And there's teams that are a lot worse than Oklahoma City Thunder. Trust me, if you actually watch the NBA, you would know, right? I mean, I'd say the Spurs are up to par with OKC, it's specifically in this series, right? We're not gonna get into all stuff that like Stephon Castle hand checking SGA as soon as he touches the ball, even when he's not touching the ball. We're not gonna get into any of that, right? Besides the point, right? What this leads me to is, guys, you have to have your own opinions, right? You guys actually have to watch games, and it's kind of scary that a narrative that easily can catch on with everybody in the NBA space and basically everybody that's tuning in, right? Because we're having a lot of new fans imported since San Antonio is good for once. Not for once, that was kind of bad. Not for, but like good again, right? A lot of fans pouring in. NBA is doing numbers now, so there's new people coming in. You can have your own, right? It's okay to have your own opinion. It's one thing to be as the villain of the series, and I personally wouldn't care too much. But I have a very, very like scary thought of, yes, the Oklahoma City Thunder go ahead and win game 7, right? If I drop this video before or after, I'm not too sure if I am. Um, then we're probably going to deal a wide league spread hate of the NBA. And that means that all the new people that came in are going to leave because they're not going to want to watch a series of people that they believe are foul baiters, this and that. They're not going to finals. They're not going to want to watch the finals. And if they beat the Knicks, then all hell might break loose. We might start World War III, right? You can name them as the villains of the series, but you also have to be honest. And it is that these guys, I mean, at the end of the day, the Thunder are one of, if not the best team in the NBA. They are the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. And the only other team that is competing in that same sentence is the San Antonio Spurs. We are watching one of the greatest Western Conference finals that I've personally seen with my own 2 eyes ever since the Oklahoma City Thunder won in before fucking KD left, right? 2015, 2016. Or no, I think that was a year prior, 2015 against the Golden State Warriors where they choked. Um, this is great basketball, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Um, please pushing narratives to get views and clicks. It's just weird. It's plain out wrong, dude. Um, and it's disingenuous because I know these guys know, and I know that they don't actually believe the things that they're saying, but they're just pushing these narratives to get views. Bro, be yourself. Be genuine. You know what I'm saying? Go against the narrative. And if that's your whatever, but you also have to go and say both sides, and I believe that these people don't, right? Um, and that leads me to my last thing. I already said this, but again, guys, when it's these type of topics, and I'm gonna go beyond basketball, you have to make your own opinion, and you cannot let like one clip basically make your opinion because you guys all sound like robots, right? Like look at the footage, watch games, study players, their efficiencies, do the eye tests, how good these guys truly are, and then be like, okay, SGA is a flopper, SGA is a foul baiter. And if you still have that opinion after seeing, fucking hours of footage of SGA or minutes of SGA, then that's your opinion, I guess. But if you were to really study SGA, you would know that he deserves his MVPs, right? There isn't any guards, especially nowadays, that do the things that he do or he can do and does. But yeah, guys, that is it on my rant. Yeah, I'm tired of the narrative pushing. I want to watch good basketball, and I'm tired of people just spewing nonsense. You know what I'm saying? So tired of the casuals ruining basketball. I'm just playing. Y'all later. I love you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe. And people that are hate watching me and commenting things, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? You never gonna change me. I catch you.